Hi everyone, and welcome to this unique Vinyasa practice that I like to call Mythic Flow. In this journey, I'll be kind of weaving and combining storytelling with the movements. So you may notice that there's less instruction and direction of how your body should be positioned, and it's more a journey of movement with imagination and really inviting yourself into the story and feeling, what characters, parts, or moments resonate most for you and why. What memory or feeling do they invoke? So on the journey today, I'll be sharing a beautiful and yet sad love story about Shiva and Sati, and the process of Shiva really having to let go of something that he loves so dearly in order for something new to be born and created. So with that being said, allow your eyes to close down and just rest your hands, palms down, somewhere on your thighs. Drink a long breath into this moment. Exhale with an open mouth. And again, deep inhale, really being aware of where you are right now. And an open mouth, exhale to just softening into the experience. And one more time to your beautiful body. And exhale in a way that lets you land to be with what is. If you wish, palms to Anjali Mudra. It looks like a prayer at your heart center. Is there something for you that you've deeply loved, perhaps co-created, invested a lot of your time, care, and energy into, that no longer is? Whether it's a passing, dying, fading, collapsing, ending, and just allowing yourself a moment of space to bring that forward, to recognize what has ended or is ending in your life right now. And gifting yourself the room during this practice to contemplate and reflect. It's said the sound of Om, Ah, O, holds the energy of the Trimurti. The Ah being that of creation, Brahma. The O of sustainment and even evolution, Vishnu. And the dissolving, the ending, Shiva. So today, focus on the ending, as we open with 3 Oms. When you feel ready, come into child's pose with your arms forward in front of you, and I will meet you there. And in your child's pose, you might wish to roll your forehead slowly across your mat. It's a gesture of smoothing and soothing the overanalyzing and thinking process. So your mind slowly begins to settle moment by moment. Land your head still and heavy to the earth. Drink a deep breath in so much you feel the weight of your hips slightly lift. And exhale, allowing your bones to give over to gravity. And take one more deep breath like that. And then begin to lift your hips up over your knees. And just adjust your knees to be underneath your hips. Of course, spreading your fingers and gripping down through your finger pads so you feel supported. When you're ready, inhale, lift up your tailbone a lot and your chin is more subtle. Exhale, scoop your tailbone under, lift your tummy to your spine and really round the back of your heart and the back of your neck. Inhale first, tailbone follows. Chin is the last gesture of movement. Exhale first, tailbone leads, curling your chin to throat right at the end. Good. Take one more of these very simple undulations. And then as you come back towards a neutral spine, reach your right arm up to the sky so your chest is open to the right wall. And circle your right wrist joint just a few times. Gets more prepared. From here, press evenly into your feet, push down into your left palm, deep breath in, and then exhale, thread your right arm underneath your chest and just hover it off the ground. So inhale, breath, right arm to sky. Exhale, revolve around your spine and hover. Good. One more time, breath. And this time, thread your right arm all the way down and rest your right ear and head onto the floor. I'd like for you to decide if you want to press your left hand into the earth or rather reach your left arm up to the sky. Now in this warming of your spine, can you lean more back onto your right shoulder and the back of your skull so you feel the rotation move through your entirety? Have a last deep breath. And then return your left hand onto the floor. Inhale, relift your right arm up to the sky. Slide your right leg behind you. Turn down through your outer foot. And you can always move your left foot slightly behind you as if it were a kickstand. Good. Make your top hand into a fist and inhale. Reach your right arm over your head and really push up through your rib cage. And as you exhale, sweep your hand to the floor and bend your back knee. So inhale, coming up and over. Exhale, down and back. Good. One more. And then inhale, up and over. Ride your breath to a hands and knees 4-point position. Okay. Lean onto your right hand, left arm to sky. And just for now, some circles. Okay. And as you press down through your feet and your right palm, use that to lift up the lower part of your tummy. Deep breath in. Exhale, half sweep revolve. Inhale to reach. Exhale. So last time. And now coming all the way down onto your left ear, left shoulder. And again, you can press into the floor with your right hand or choose to reach your right arm up to the sky with or without a bind. Regardless of your choice, breathe deeply into your tummy. Good, and as you return your right hand onto the floor, inhale, reach your left arm up. Slide your left leg behind you, turn down through your outer foot. Hand like a fist, this is more muscular. Reach over your head and push up through your left ribs. And then exhale, bend your back knee and sweep. Inhale. Down and back. And this is the beauty of philosophy and yoga, is there's always a cycle that we're traveling within. So last cycle of up and over, and ride your exhale back onto your hands and knees. Prepare for down dog. Adjust your hands as you need for the width of your shoulders and the structure of your arms. Tuck your toes, lift your seat, and yes, enjoy the paddling out through your legs. And it's always interesting to feel whatever you experienced yesterday, how its echo is in the body today. So land still and start to bring your attention into this moment. Deep breath in. Long, open-mouthed. Walk your hands slowly back to your feet. Anchor your two heels deeply onto the floor. I like hands on shins if that's helpful for you. Inhale, lift your chest halfway. Really squeeze your back muscles. And then exhale, relax your back muscles. Let your head hang into gravity. Oh. Again, inhale, half lift. And exhale to fold. One more time, breath in, squeeze your back line. Exhale, relax your back line and catch your opposite elbows. Freedom to swing, to move. And this is the gorgeousness of yoga, right? Every practice has a beginning, a middle, and the end is always a corpse pose, which is another representation of Shiva. So hanging still for a moment and taking a last deep breath up the back of your legs. Exhale, fall the backs of your hands to the floor. Base your heels, lift through your belly button, and slowly roll through your spinal column until you find that you're all the way up standing. One shoulder shrug of inhale, shoulders to your ears. And as you exhale, roll your shoulders back and down. Standing as you are, palms facing forward, and allow your eyes to close. Offer yourself a breath. There's a story from many, many moons ago, and it's a beautiful story of love. And I share the story through my own personal lens, and just to note that there's many incarnations, many variations with differing characters and differing moments. So in this one, the divine force of Shakti, of feminine energy, was asked by Lord Brahma to incarnate into a form of a demigod, half god, half human. And in this incarnation, that she would use her yogic powers, her Shakti vibration, to wake Shiva up from the longest meditation in a cave. You see, Shiva went so deep into renouncing life, so deep into his spiritual practices that he disconnected from the world. And as he did, his cosmic function, his purpose of destruction, fell out. And the world tipped and became out of harmony and out of balance. So she accepted, and she was born as a demigod to Lord Daksha, and her name was Sati. So take a breath, blink your eyes open, and as if you're awakening into an incarnation, right, this physical suit of your own flesh, walk forward to the top of your yoga mat. Anchor your feet hip width apart. Stand tall and proud, knowing that you're also here with a purpose. You're also here with your own unique mission. And as you inhale, reach your arms high to the sky, lift your chest and lean back slightly. Exhale to bow and forward fold over the stability of your legs. Inhale, lift up your chest halfway. And then with flat palms, exhale, step back into a downward facing dog shape. Drink one long breath in and a smooth, steady breath out. Move from your tailbone and inhale, roll forward into a high plank. As you exhale, bend your elbows and slowly lower all the way down to the floor. Keep your hands where they are and inhale, lift to a wee baby cobra. Exhale, melt your chest down. Slide your hands forward a few inches and inhale, lift to a teenage cobra. Right? This is Sati growing up now. And then let yourself lower down. Good. Slide your hands further forward again. Come up to all of your fingertips. And inhale, come up to a high, full-grown cobra. And then as you exhale, lay down. Hands under shoulders, press to bent knees. Hips back to heels, head down for a child's pose. Take one long breath in. A generous open mouth. Why not? Inhale, round your spine forward. Tuck under your toes. And exhale to downward dog pose. Offer a deep drink of breath. A long and smooth exhale. And this time, step your feet forward slowly, step by step. So there's an emphasis on warming into the back of your legs. Inhale to lift your chest up halfway. Exhale to fold and hang down. If your spine's good, slowly roll to standing. So it's more passive and more opening. And as you stand, head up and shoulders up, exhale, relax your shoulders back and down. I encourage you to be here. Palms forward, and again, close your eyes. Sati was born into a world of men, of culture, of riches, and of privilege. And Daksha, being her father in this incarnation, had great hopes that she would populate the middle world with many children, and that she would take a well-revered husband, respected by society, with godly, king-like mannerisms. So you can imagine Daksha was sorely disappointed when Sati renounced all the riches and privileges that she was given, when she let her hair down and went to the forest and moved deep into her yogic practices with hopes to yearn and awaken Shiva, the consciousness, out from his deep meditation and out from the darkness of his cave. So here you are standing with really a privilege of practicing yoga, these ancient movements that have so much validity, medicine, and potential to awaken cities, magical powers of your body. So blink your eyes open and inhale generously. Lift your arms and heart to the sky. Exhale to bow and fold over your thighs. Inhale, lift your chest in a way that awakens your spine. Flat palms. Step back again, please, to a downward facing dog shape. Inhale, wave forward, high plank, and please just stay for a moment. Can you lift your underbody away from gravity and really fill into the back of your body? Good. Now maintain that sensation. Draw the center of your heart forward and slide your shoulder blades like they're moving to your heels. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower halfway down, Chaturanga. If you're ready, inhale first up dog, and this is forever optional. And then from the pits of your tummy, exhale, roll back to downward facing dog. Soften your head, deepen your breath, and land in the moment. One more full inhale. Long exhale. Now this time with your legs as straight as possible, step forward a foot at a time. So we're going even deeper into your hamstring lines. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, Uttanasana. Last roll up through your spine. Breathe your shoulders high to your ears. Exhale, roll them back and down. Close your eyes, palms turn forward as you take your stance. Sati let go of food. She survived for many days eating a simple bilba leaf to nourish her. And as her inner yogic fire grew stronger and stronger, something aroused in Shiva, and he awoke from his deep, transcendent meditation. It said that as he awoke, his heart beat and he felt the sensation of love. He left his cave and there found Sati. It was an instant union, an instant declaration of marriage. They rejoiced in all the ways that lovers do. In this rejoice, Daksha, Sati's father, heard and again was outraged. How could she choose Shiva, a dreadlocked yogi living in a cave, a man who would rather talk to ghosts than royalty, a man who preferred the company of wild dogs than that of gods or humans? And here again we'll pause. So eyes open, standing firm in whoever you are, regardless of what society thinks is proper. Deep inhale, lift your arms high to the sky. Exhale to bow and fold over your legs. This time, please bend your knees and inhale, lift again into chair pose and stay for a while. Personally, I like to bounce a little bit. Maybe it's because my body is aging chronologically, but it also feels like the muscles wake up around the joints and there's a little bit more lubrication and movement rather than stiffness. So lean back now into your heels. Wake up your bum cheeks around your sitting bones and feel from your interior like you're lifting a long line that moves out through your head. In this long line, can you soften your shoulder blades down? And here you are, like Sati, creating an internal heat, a fire that purifies, but also strengthens your own cities, your own inner powers of how you orientate and move through your life. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bow and fold, please, over your leg. Inhale, lift up your chest to the halfway, and exhale, step your left foot back. So you're in a generous, long, lungy shape. Just once, inhale, lengthen your front leg and simply relax the weight of your skull down. And then exhale, rebend into your front knee and lower your back knee onto the floor. Inhale, lift your two arms to the sky and have a moment. Push down into your right foot, lift up through your pubic bone and interior, and again, rest your shoulders on the length of your body. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sweep your arms back behind you and load more weight into your front leg. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sweep back. Now this time with your left toes tucked under, inhale, lift, first crescent lunge, and keep your arms up as you exhale. Use this to your advantage, meaning bend your back knee slightly, lift the top of your hip bones upward. Maintain that lift, sit deeper in your front leg. Good. And now feel your left bum cheek and bing, squeeze it so you can start to straighten more into your left leg. And here, feeling the inner fire in your left hip joint. Take a deep breath in. Exhale just once, sweep your arms behind you. Stay for a moment, getting used to your right leg firing up. Inhale, 2 arms to sky. And exhale, hands down to the floor. Inhale, lift your right leg back and up to the ceiling. Bend at your knee joint, roll open, and just have a moment for space. I hope relief. Return your right foot down to the floor, and if you wish to join me, inhale, high plank. Chaturanga Danda. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Long breath in. Good. Now if you're ready to jump to the top of your mat, go for it. Otherwise, you are welcome to simply walk forward. Lift up your chest halfway. Exhale, bow and fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, push from your feet, come up to stand. And once you settle, close down your eyes and release through your hands. So in this joy of beloved union between Sati and Shiva, her father Daksha decided to hold a yagna, which is a very sacred party and gathering. And he invited absolutely everyone. And in this version of the story, the only 2 people that he excluded was that of Shiva and that of Sati. So discluding the wild one, discluding the one of nature, discluding the one that does not fit into society as we see it. Well, Sati was outraged and decided that she would attend this party of her family and community. And when she went, she had the hopes of pleading with Daksha to embrace Shiva, to embrace this aspect of life and let it be included with the full big picture. And sadly, Daksha, in his ego and arrogance, took this moment to shame and humiliate Shiva and all Shiva represented in front of everyone at the party. Well, this awakened something very deep inside of Sati, and it was even deeper than her love and devotion of Shiva. She decided to sit down right in the center of the party, closed her eyes, and went into deep meditation. As she meditated, a fire was lit from within, and it said that this fire grew as she chanted over and over and over. As I leave this life, may I come back again, and may I become Shiva's wife. And so here I'll pause. Take a deep breath. Blink your eyes open. Bend into your knees. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana. Lean into your heels and sit in a way that commits your own inner fire to light up. And once you feel that fire, to not be afraid of it. To actually use fire when you feel it as a source of energy. And of course, very mindful with how you direct that outward toward others. Take a long breath in. And then exhale, bow, and just let some heat go. Inhale, halfway lift. And this time, exhale, step your left foot back into a big, long lunge. Inhale, curl forehead toward knee. Exhale, find your lunge, lower your back knee on the floor. Inhale, 2 arms to the sky. Ardha Anjaneyasana. And then again, work this grounding action to help you lift through your interior. And upon that lift, just softening your armor, which really correlates with your shoulders. Deep breath in. And fan the fire as you sweep your arms back. Inhale to lift, gaze forward. Exhale, arms back, vision ahead of your left foot. Now last time, lift your back knee, inhale everything up. Allanasana, big lunge. and just adjust your body as you breathe out. So work the posture in a way that allows you to strengthen your front leg and open your back hip joint. Okay, take a generous breath in. Exhale, 2 hands down to the earth. Good. Inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky. Roll open your hip, bend at your knee. Now as you do this, can you root your right heel down deeply? And you might notice your inner right leg line. Lengthen your left leg, return your foot onto the floor. Optional, high plank. Chaturanga, arms strong. Urdhva Mukha, belly on. Ardha Mukha, head soft. Deep breath in. Open mouth. Step, walk, or jump to the top of your mat. Halfway. Bow, fold in. Bend your knees, chair, Utkatasana. Blast up to standing as you breathe out. Rest your arms down, palms open. Close your eyes and have a moment. The fire in Sati became so great that her body was engulfed in flames, and her flesh, as it was, began to wilt. And the life force within her physical body began to fade. And it said that as this was happening, Shiva, deep in the forest, could feel his beloved fading, something changing. And alarmed, he immediately went to this party and gathering. When he arrived, he found Sati's lifeless body laying on the floor. His first instinct was one of rage, and I'll keep this brief. He ripped a dreadlock from his head, threw it down to the floor, and there emerged 2 warrior incarnations, 2 activated bodies really of himself that went on to kill many guests of this party, including Daksha, Sati's father, beheading him. Beheading, interesting. The head, the mind, the ego, gone. And after this wild carnage, he wept and scooped Sati up in his arms and held her, unwilling to let go. Oh, I feel like crying. He carried her body with him as he floated over the world as we know it, over and over again, drifting, grieving, and not participating with the world. So take a deep breath. Blink your eyes open. Bend into your knees and inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. As you exhale, bow, fold, and sweep your arms behind you. Inhale, chair to stork. So inhale, come up and draw your left knee with you. And as you exhale, sweep back, airplane pose, and stay for a moment. So this flying over the world, this sense of witnessing and watching, but not participating. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bend your front knee, tap your left toes behind you, crescent lunge legs. Inhale, float your arms up, and just have a moment to breathe out and settle. Take a deep breath in, lift your chest up, your arms up, and lean back a little. And as you exhale, sweep your arms behind you. Big bellows breath in and breath out. One more time. Good, breath out. Now again, come back into airplane. Draw your palms together in a prayer at your heart and explore if you can square your hips more. From the fire of your right buttock and the lifting of your tummy, reach both of your arms forward. And here we travel into Warrior 3 pose, which poetically is a telling of the story of one of Shiva's warriors cutting off the head of Daksha. So big breath in, bend your front leg, tap back, crescent lunge. For the last time, heart up and arms up. And then exhale, move into a Warrior 2 pose. Now you can move from the back leg to the front, as we've really not given your inner legs much love yet today. And then finding your warrior two, diving in deep, gazing forward, and actually embodying some of that Shiva fire. Is it wrong to be angry? Is it wrong to hold a sword and sometimes cut off the head of ego? Something to contemplate. Right palm to sky, flip it, reverse it, stay for a moment. And then side angle, elbow thigh, reach your top arm over your head. Okay. Draw in through your lower tummy, fire up your right leg, and is it possible to reach your right arm forward? And trusting your center, your inner core and fire to hold. And here, this can be the holding of sati, the holding of something that you so deeply love, as something that represents life force, energy, the possibility of creation. And then from here, inhale, sweep it up, give it to the sky, straighten your front leg. Exhale, cartwheel down to the floor and lift up your back heel. Inhale, one-legged dog, right leg up. Bend your knee, roll open, and yawn, yawn, yawn. Return, please, your foot to the floor, and we'll do something slightly different. Inhale, wave forward plank. Maintain straight arms, and exhale, lower your hips about halfway. Bend your elbows, lift your chest as you breathe in, float dog shape. And then exhale, press back into a downward facing dog. Drink a long breath in. Let something out as you step, walk, or jump to the top of your mat, halfway. Bow in. Bent knee, inhale, chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, come to stand. Palms now to prayer at your heart. Close down your eyes and gift yourself a moment to land and re-arrive. In Shiva's grief, he stopped performing his cosmic function, which was that of destruction. This can be translated to the natural thing that when something served its purpose and it's helped the evolution, if it's no longer evolutionary, then it's redundant and it needs to fall away. So that's the energy of Shiva, just helping that dissolving. So as he floated across the world, and again, balance tipped and harmony was no longer. One version of the story says that Vishnu came to approach Shiva. And he said, Shiva, it's time. Let me help you. And as Shiva agreed, Vishnu cut Sati's body into many little pieces. And in some stories it say that these pieces fall, and they fall to the continent of India. And where each piece fell, there is a shrine and a temple honoring the divine feminine and the Shakti. And as Sati fell, Shiva's energy came back, and he once again returned to the three worlds and returned to his function of playing the role of destruction and dissolving in the flows and the cycles of life. So take a deep breath, open mouth, bend into your knees, inhale, chair, Utkatasana. If you want, open mouth, exhale, and arms behind you. Base your weight into your left foot, inhale, right knee up like a stork. And then exhale, sweep it back, airplane, and just stay. It takes time to find balance. And is balance something that we want to maintain all the time, 100%? No, because there's a creation, there's a pop phase, and there's also a letting go and a fading phase. So deep breath in. Exhale, bend into your front knee. Find your crescent lunge legs. Inhale, arms up, and stay for a moment so you know where you are. If you've got some heat or something rising to let go of, put it into this. Deep inhale. Arms back as you breathe in. Breathe out. Good. One more time. Good. And stay here with your arms back and your chest forward. And I'm feeling something in my body, so I'm going to speak to it. It's a collapsing down into the front left hip. Now, if you're doing that, push into your left foot, turn your left sitting bone under, and make space in your front hip joint. And then with that space, float your back leg up. Palms to prayer at your heart, you're welcome to stay, or reach your arms forward. Balancing stick, also known as warrior 3. So stay with it, that fire, that inner strength that you have. Deep breath in. Exhale, bend your front knee, tap your toes back, lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, warrior 2, Virabhadrasana Dvay. Ooh, move a little. Not sure if you heard that hip pop. Good. And as you come into warrior 2, this is another version of Shiva being activated in his dance of destruction. Is destruction a negative thing? Left palm to sky, flip it, reverse it, stay, breathe. Side angle modified, elbow thigh, top arm up and over your head. Now if you're sinking and hanging into your front left hip joint, this won't feel so good. So again, curve your tailbone down, lift your lower belly up and actually make room in the front of your left hip crease. Optional, left arm forward, building that fire. You can even look to your forearm and imagine what is sati to you. Something that you love, something that you're now letting go or have let go of. Deep breath. Stay as you exhale. Let it go. Inhale, straighten your front leg, lean back. Feel the coolness of letting go. Exhale, cartwheel down to the floor. Left leg up to the sky. Roll open, bend into your knee and yawn. Square hips when you've had enough. 2 feet to the floor. And as if your body was a wave, roll forward plank. Descend your hips, breathe out. Micro bend your elbows, breathe in. Downward dog, breath out. Take a deep inhale. Open mouthed. Step, walk, or hop to the top of your mat. Halfway. Bow, fold in. Chair Utkatasana. To stand as you breathe out. Palms to prayer. Whew. Close your eyes. Settle your energetics down and into your feet. And as you find your feet, reach now your fingers towards the floor. So you're standing in a very classic mountain pose. And this mountain could be called Kailash. And so something happened. Sati chose to take her life. She chose to end things as they were. And she died to the world of flesh that cared about status, economy, the right place of how you should live your life in the world. And she prayed to be reborn. She prayed to reunite with her great love. And that she did. She was reborn to a mountain. And her name was Parvati, goddess of the mountain. And she was born as a free woman. You could call her a wild woman. But she was born into equality. Her father did not believe in hierarchy and structures that we now know today. He let her practice. He let her be devoted to the spiritual arts. And as she grew in the world, Shiva felt her energy once more, and he began to seek her out. And it said that they united. And they are one of the 2 most beautiful archetypes of man and woman existing and living together equally. Now, does this need to mean man and woman? Or can it simply mean masculine and feminine? Action and energy with consciousness and space. Deep inhale. Exhale. Blink your eyes open. Lean into your left foot. Bend your right leg and catch from your inner ankle joint. As you draw your knees together, draw your pubic bone up, just like a crescent lunge shape. And then from there, reach your left arm to sky. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, kick back as you begin to reach forward. Gaze on something steady in front of you. Come into your breath. This gorgeous posture is another representation. It's another angle of Shiva. Is Natarajasana, the Lord of dance, within the structures of life that we're bound to, that we cannot escape. So deep breath. Now slowly inhale, come up stork. We've been here before. Backs of your wrists to the sky. Flex at your right foot, cross your ankle over your left thigh, and begin to sit into a figure 4 shape. Oh, how good is that on the right bum cheek? Now, if you're an arm balancer, of course you can do your thing and fly a pigeon. Otherwise, remain here. And lower the weight of your chest to the degree that you feel your right hip warm and opening. And when that feels satisfying, inhale, lift up, please, stork again. And this time, like a big mountain body, step your right foot out wider to the right. So you've got a bigger hip distance. Bring your left hand, catch your right wrist. Reach up, and then exhale, move into a lateral stretch to your left. Hips are square. Breathing into your right lung. You have to forgive me, my house is like a greenhouse. And in Bali, we're just moving out of winter, coming into more the hot season. So yeah, if I'm panting, it's because it's very hot. Inhale, come up through center. Exhale, just float your arms down. Take up space with your legs and be here. Close your eyes. Is there some part of you that is birthing right now? Maybe a new incarnation of yourself as an activist. Maybe a new awareness of a value that's actually really important to you. Maybe a clarity on how you want to participate with community. And these are all aspects of rebirthing and reawakening into something new. Take a breath as you witness your own evolution. You can step your right foot in so it feels anchored underneath your right hip. Bend your left leg, catch at your inner ankle joint. Yeah. As your knees come together, this already starts lengthening your left quad, so it's already a great pose. Lift up again through your interior, right arm to sky. Fixate your eyes, big breath. Kick back as you reach forward. And the energy of Shiva decides to dance even though his body is held in a ring of fire, which represents a samsara, these wheels of time. And every human will be birthed, will evolve, and will eventually die. Right? It's just natural. So how do we show up in that? Slowly inhale, come on up, stork, backs of wrists to sky. Flex your left foot, cross your ankle just past your thigh, and begin to sit. I would encourage you, if you went deeper on one side, do the same on the other. So ideally, we keep things as balanced as possible in your body. When it feels like the opening is satisfactory, inhale, lift up for your last stork. Step your left foot wide like a big mountain. right palm to left wrist. Reach up tall, laterally stretch to your right, and then breathe into your left side body. It's really lovely as well for your kidney, adrenal after we squeezed it in the dancer pose. And as you come up through high ground, floating your arms down, and for the last time, just standing wherever you are, legs wide, arms like a downward V. Be here. How much do you embrace the new aspects of you that arise from your experience of life? Or do you resist them, clinging to an idea or identity of who you used to be? If it served its purpose, let it go. Let something else come through. So you open your eyes, set your feet underneath your hips so you feel the support of your own structure. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky, and I'd encourage you to backbend as much as feels good. And then exhale, bow and dive forward. Stay here for a moment. Ooh, softening your head down and just letting your back muscles and kidneys get used to this. Drink a deep inhale. Letting out a bit of a sigh. And then bring your hands onto the yoga mat and walk your feet back to a downward facing dog shape. For the very last time, high plank, chaturanga, or just lower your hips. A back bend that feels healthy. To downward facing dog. Drink a deep breath in, a long breath out. Lower your knees to the floor, closer together. Untuck your toes. Rest your hips back, and this time arms back behind you. Soften your head down. And it's okay to relax your shoulders and your arms. A lot of the upper body strength is no longer needed now. So here we are in a posture that was the beginning of our practice. Full cycle. Does it feel different? Are you different in only handfuls of minutes? The truth is, you change second by second. Even your organs regenerate and recreate themselves as the months go by. So deep inhale. Let out some kind of sigh. Roll up through your spine and take seat in a hero's pose for a moment. Palms folded, again, eyes closed. And so really turning your attention now to this space of rebirth, this space of Parvati, powerful mountain goddess, uniting with Shiva, right, consciousness. And as we take a few backbends, which really are frontline openers, get clear on what you're opening into. And this opening can be things of inclusion, compassion, and softness. But I also want to encourage, if an activist is waking up in you, then yeah, make some room for that. Really open to that as well. So eyes open, come and stand up on your knees. If you would like your knees slightly wider than your hip joints, by all means. Tucking your toes under is easier because it's lighter, and it also adds a slight more stability for your knee joints. So you get to choose. Hands to lower back, tailbone long, inhale hard up. Melt your shoulder blades down. Personally, I keep my chin in these days, so there's an action of the neck and throat muscles, almost like you're holding an orange there. And now if it feels natural to reach back and catch your heels, absolutely, please do. Press your pelvis forward, but more so your heart upward through your shoulder girdle. Now, if you know your neck well, you're free of injury and pain, then very softly descend your skull back and stay for a few breaths. Hands on your lower back as you come forward, up and out. Untuck your toes, lower your hips, and a moment of nothing asana. Just eyes closed. And feel that wave. Whew. It's a wave of change. So I'm going to keep it simple. I encourage repeating this a second time. If it doesn't feel good, you can lay down on your belly and do Sphinx, Cobra, Locust, Bow. And if you want to drop back into wheel, of course, do your thing, but just be aware that your shoulder joints are not super warm from our sequence. So hands on lower back. A subtle change, if you're repeating the same thing, is to keep your feet untucked now and just feel the difference. So ride your breath. Up, over, and back. Catching heels maybe. Choosing what to do with your skull. Can you breathe? Are you pain-free? Then you can stay. And whatever your choice is, feel when the appropriate time is to come out. And you might come back to a kneeling position. If you drop back into wheel, of course, it's better to lay down on the floor and just rest your knees towards one another. And lastly, you may lay down prone on your belly. And as you calm your own heart with your breath, take a deep inhale. Consciously extend your exhale longer than the breath that came in. And from here, we're going to pop your feet over to one side. So it's easy to come down on your bum. And that's a sweet transition to make your way down onto your back. I apologize for all the sound effects. It's early Sunday morning over here. So once you're laying down and you just want to give your sacrum a moment to acclimatize, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Thread your hands between, one in the gap of your leg, one to the outside, and catch your left hamstrings. Now this grip is really safe for knee joints, and if it's just not giving you enough sensation, switch your interlace to the left shin. And as you draw your left knee towards your left armpit, use your right buttock to sort of press your right femur bone away from your face. We are walking now down the mountain to cooler, calmer pastures. So you're very welcome to soften your ujjayi breathing, to let the flames now just calm down as we start to move into a state of rest. And then releasing your left shin, return your left foot on the floor. Slide, please, your right leg all the way over your left. Move your hips to the right. I like to lift my feet off the floor. That's up to you as you lower your legs to the left. Now, this is a much stronger twist, so you might need to adjust your rib cage so that it feels better. Pick up your skull, turn it to the right, and extend your right arm as you wish. 5 breaths. Draw your tummy in. Inhale to center. Unwrap your legs. Adjust your hips. Second side, left ankle, past right thigh. Left hand gap. Start at hamstrings. Deep into shin if you get the green light. Whenever there's been a change, it's really important to lean in. So gift yourself at least a small window to process, to recognize what is new, and then anchor it in so it becomes embodied. It's really a part of you. And that part is celebrated. It's really necessary as long as you're evolving and learning. And when it's no longer necessary, just allowing the falling away, the letting go to happen. So release your grip, left leg over right, hips to the left. Feet up as you lower your legs now into a twist. Adjust your ribs and turn your head. Enjoy at least 5 big breaths. So make your way back to center. Again, unravel and balance. And then from here, I suggest just to lift your feet off the floor, catch your knees with your hands, and all you're doing is pressing your thighs forward to the wall in front of you. So it's pretty passive, and just a way of settling your sacrum. And today we're not doing any forward folds, which are quite commonly a part of sequencing. So a way to explore is just to bring your feet together. Take your knees wide open and slide your hands down your shins. Take a hold of the front of your ankles. As you push your knees down, lift your head off the floor. Good, now here you'll see your tummy and just draw it in lovingly. So there's a little bit of core energy. Keep pressing your thighs down, and what I hope you feel is a stretching across your trapezius muscles. So the tops of your shoulders, and just smoothing out the crescent lunges, and every time you had your arms reaching to the sky. Stay for 3, 2, and then 1. Keep your head up, bring your knees in, and wrap yourself as tightly as possible, even lifting your forehead to your knees so you can stretch and flex into your neck and round into your spine. Now lastly, scrunch up your face really tightly. Create a resistance physically in your body. Tight, 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 tight. And then let it go as you exhale, head to floor. Legs out long. I can feel the steam coming off my clothing right now as you adjust your own bones. Maybe it's chilly for you where you are. Good, and as a final gesture before we take proper rest, drink a big breath in. Hold your breath in with a passion, right? Holding, not willing to let go. 5, 4, that time to process. 3, 2, a wisdom when it's time to let go. 1, big open mouth and like, let out sound, let out heat. And then let any effort melt. And for the next few minutes, just let yourself be. So welcome to stay laying down on your back and just let this video fade away in the background. Shavasana is a pose for Shiva, the resting back, and the experience of simply being. If your preference is to sit for a few moments, then take movement. Turn your attention once again to your breath. And you can make your way into a sitting pose of your choice. Whether you're laying down or sitting, just simply closing your eyes, having a few moments to acclimatize. I'm going to share some words with you that are absolutely unplanned. I was thinking about this class and I was in my bedroom and I saw the Radiant Sutras book. And as I picked it up, I dropped it on the floor and it opened onto a page and it felt resonant. So I'll share these words and perhaps they'll resonate too. Secrets are hidden in the darkness and in difficult nights. You awaken into a pang of aloneness, into an inner howl of separation. This is the call of the Dark One. The roar of life is seeking its source. The union that you long for is within reach. So throw off all hesitation and become one with the fear. Plunge into the uncanny blackness with your eyes wide open as if there were no other choice, vibrating with a fierce tenderness. Breathe intimately with the Lord of infinite space. That to me sums up in very few words the dance of the story I just shared with you. And perhaps it sums up an experience that you may currently be living in, as we all find our dance between the way that the world is operating, its response to circumstance, and where we are. Do we have a choice? Can we change? What do we align with? And how will we move forward? Palms to prayer. One Om to acknowledge all that is dissolving, and within your Om acknowledge all that is birthing. It is not over. Deep inhale. Namaste. I wish you all that you need on this journey to keep going, to navigate through the darkness, to light your inner flames, your inner resilience, and I'll see you very soon.